Here to talk about inflation. Inflation is quite an interesting thing, especially when it comes to saving. The reason I'm curious to talk about it and get you to understand it is because it affects everyone a lot in everything they do. So basically, what is inflation? Inflation is prices going up over time. So if we take a very quick example of that, if you go back to 1970, a loaf of bread cost 9p. A loaf of bread now costs about £1.70 thereabouts. So what will a loaf of bread cost when you come to retire? Let's say fast forward to 2040, a loaf of bread will probably cost around £4.20. So that's got implications for us. Again, let's take another example. A Mars bar that cost 3p in 1970. Costs about 65, 70p today. What will the price of a Mars bar be when you come to retire 2040, thereabouts? It's likely to be significantly more expensive than it is today. I'm not trying to be doom and gloom and get people worried about their future, because what's happened, wages have also increased over that time, and that's because of inflation. So therefore, as you earn more towards your retirement, then your salary should also keep pace with inflation as well. But it has got long-term implications, because when you retire, then your income is, most of the time, it's static from the day you retire until the day you die, effectively. And at that stage, inflation can run away from you. And that's why it's so important that people understand inflation and take action to make sure that their standard of living on their income keep pace with inflation over the long term. Now, the great way to keep pace with inflation is to save, but also save in a way that keeps pace with inflation, which is through investing in stock markets and property markets. One thing I would say, cash over the long term does not keep pace with inflation. So if the only way you're saving is through cash, then I would have a serious think about getting some stock market or some property exposure, because saving only through cash means your cash and what the money, the things that your money will buy on a year-on-year basis is going down. So that's something to be very, very aware of. So, for example, a pint of beer, 1970 was £1. Today it's about, well, it depends where you are, but I suppose it's around £3 to £4, wherever you are. But when we fast forward to 2040, the likelihood is a pint of beer can be anything between £15 and £25. So again, you've just got to think about that and think about how you're going to keep pace with that, and saving in an asset class that keeps pace with inflation will help you. So I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm just trying to predict what's going to happen, get you guys thinking about it as early as possible, so that when you come to retire, you can buy as much beer or as many Mars bars as you want. Yeah, so that's it. But be very mindful that over the long term, you want to be saving. You want to be, and you don't have to save a lot. Start early, save a little bit every week, every month. Make sure a percentage of your savings is going into an asset class which keeps pace with inflation, either stock market, equities, something around the stock market, or property, those sort of things. And then speak to an expert who can help you with which investments are good to keep pace with inflation and which ones aren't. And that's it. But the key thing is, inflation is here. It's going to be here to stay, effectively, and it's something you need to plan for and get things in place for. So thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week. Thank you.